I'm stopping in today at Dr. Volt's, a comic book shop on the east side of the Salt Lake Valley. I'm here with owner Dave Landa, who's agreed to tell us a little bit about graphic novels. So let's see what he has to say. So Dave, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, really good, really good. I do this book group. It's on Facebook, My Favorite Reads, and I thought, graphic novels are a little viewed medium by those who take, novels seriously, and I thought they ought to get into them too. I've loved comics since I was a kid, and they've grown up with me and become a lot more mature, a lot more sophisticated. So what do you have for us as recommended reading in the graphic novel world?
Okay, first off, we'll start with a little Superman.
Okay.
We got Superman Red Sun. Not a book you need to know any history of, except that the whole core of the premise is Superman lands in Soviet Russia instead of the US, and the consequences change from there.
So an alternate history
Exactly.
kind of thing. Okay.
Very good book. They've made animated movies about it. I always recommend that for people who are just getting into Superman. Because it still has Wonder Woman, it still has Batman, it still has Green Lantern.
And they're all Americans except for Superman in this one.
Nope, actually.
Oh, well.
It changes the whole thing.
Interesting. So one little thing off and the whole world changes. Okay, I see a Marvel comic here.
Second up, we got Planet Hulk. If you've never read a Hulk comic, this is a good one to start with. If you like the new Thor movie, they based this on this story. Basically, the story is he gets shot into space onto another planet where he fights as a gladiator and takes over.
Oh. So Hulk comes out on top for change, and that's a collection of many issues.
Yeah, it's a whole storyline.
A trade paperback. Now, is this written as a standalone, or is it multiple issues?
This was a standalone. This was written as issues.
Okay, so technically this is a trade paperback, and this is a true graphic novel here.
Yeah, they call this an original graphic novel, and this is a trade paperback.
Which basically, even Sherlock Holmes is serialized, so, it's once they put it together, it becomes a regular novel. Okay, now this is because that was DC and Marvel, the two big companies.
Okay, now we have March, book 1. There's only the one book, there's not a second. It is the story of John Lewis and some of the civil rights work he's done.
Wow.
Topical because, he passed away this year, very sad.
Right.
But they do a whole line of historical graphic novels covering like the Civil War and World War II and various different subjects that are a lot of fun to get into.
That's a good way to study history. Who puts this out?
This one is, good question, Top Shelf.
Top Shelf, okay. All right. Well, thank you. That's, I'm hoping some of the members of the group will want to come in, and it's all black and white artwork.
Yep.
But what are some other popular graphic novels through the years that you've seen as big sellers?
Well, of course, the Spider-Man comics. Everybody loves Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, X-Men, all of the core characters, they sell really well. Anything that is a one-shot, complete collection is always fun.
So Watchmen is famous.
Watchmen, of course, V for Vendetta, a lot of the Alan Moore books. Infinity Gauntlet is shown by American Patriots.
Oh, here we go here. Infinity.
Which they based off 10 years of Marvel movies.
Yes. Okay. Well, so if somebody wanted to just start in on comics, they could basically start anywhere, but look for something that's probably a top seller so they don't have to get too much backstory.
Yeah, well, we can point you toward, complete graphic novels so you don't have to read 20 years of history to understand what's going on.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time today. Tell us a little bit about Dr. Volt's. Well, how did this get started?
Dr. Volt's is now 30 years old this year.
Happy anniversary.
I am the third owner. The first owner was a professional wrestler called Dr. Volt,
Okay.
And then he passed it on to John Bray, who owned it just shy of a decade, and then I took it over in 2000.
Okay, so you've had it for 20 years then.
Yep, I've had it for 20 years.
Okay. Well, it's great. Glad to see you're still in operation in spite of pandemics and everything else.
We've
So
survived the pandemic, we've survived massive road construction, and we are still here.
awesome. Well, if people are in the Salt Lake Valley, we have members of the group from all over, but we'll just take a look around the store and give them some ideas of things they could drop in if they're here and pick up, or just order off Amazon, elsewhere, Barnes & Noble. Everybody has graphic novels these days, don't they?
Yep, you can
So-
get graphic novels just about anywhere.
But if they're in Salt Lake area, they should come see you.
I would say even just give us a yell. You know, we're always glad to help out.
Okay. Well, appreciate your time today, Dave.
No problem. You have a good day.
Okay.